Some people say this is the most popular two-story plan with Tri Pointe Homes, but I want to know what you think. Let's take a look. In this video, I'm walking you through the Reimer plan built by Tri Pointe Homes. This model home is over 3,100 square feet with 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and has a 2-car garage. Now, there are some structural upgrades that are going to be shown in this model home that I'll definitely cover throughout this video. And if you are interested in building this plan from scratch, I'm going to detail some lots later on in the video and show you some of the views that are possible in this community that is located in the northwest corridor of the Austin, Texas metro area. Focusing in on this plan, I love when you go out to the main living area, you're met with this kitchen on the left side, breakfast nook in the back, all these windows off the back wall, and we are open to the second story in the living room. And I find so many buyers walk through this plan and feel like it's so open concept while still getting all the rooms that you want in your home, which we will definitely detail in a second. Now, my name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in the Austin, Texas area, and I've represented clients with 19 different builders. So I'll give you the perspective of walking through so many new construction homes with hundreds of buyers. And that starts right here in the kitchen, where we have the waterfall countertop on the kitchen island, which I think looks fantastic. There is so much movement in this countertop. And then I love the backdrop of this kitchen backsplash being very dark. It matches up with the hardware, which really pops off this light brown kitchen cabinet. And then we have this modern vent hood with that black backsplash going all the way up to the ceiling. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a black backsplash like that. It's almost like a little bit of a tongue twister when I first said it. Let me know what you think about that. That's definitely different for me. I like this apron stainless steel sink, and I love how when you look up from the kitchen island, you're met with that accent wall that they put in the living room, which I think is a very cool design idea. But I also love these pendant lights that is bringing in so much light into this kitchen. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the pantry while we're here, which I would say is a fairly typical size around this square footage. And we're going to head to the living room next, and I can't wait for you to see the design upgrades in there, as well as in the primary bedroom and bathroom. And then wait until you see, we're going to head outside. I'm going to also show you some lots that are in this community. Now, while we head over to the living room, I can tell you this is the key part of the Reimer plan, simply because there was another plan that Tri Pointe offered that was a model home in the Austin metro area for quite a while. It was called the McKinney plan, and the big difference between the plans is the McKinney plan does not have those transom windows on the left side there up into the ceiling. In fact, the ceiling actually slopes into the living room. And even though that sounds small, you still get tall ceilings. I think it makes a very big difference in how this living room feels. And that's exactly why I got to take a seat here and show you the full experience. Imagine having your TV there. You're wide open to the second floor, which has a game room, media room, a couple bedrooms. You even have a lot of natural light coming in from that front door that has those 3 glass panels. And then I love the look on the left side here with these tall windows and the walls going straight up to the ceiling. And that straight cut of that drywall, I think, is making such a big difference in the living room. In fact, while we head over to this primary bedroom, I think it's a good time to tell you the first Reimer plan was actually purchased by one of my clients. And even though it was scary to buy that plan without being able to walk it because they were the first ones to actually build it from scratch, we looked at the floor plan and we felt like they took some things that people were complaining about the McKinney plan and actually included those things in this plan. And that living room straight cut with the transom windows was one of the biggest differences. And that's why my clients decided to build the first Reimer plan. They also loved this primary bedroom. So when they built their plan from scratch, we looked at the lot. They backed up to a true green belt, and we just felt like this bedroom had great windows that would look off the back wall. The living room would too. The breakfast nook, which we're going to see after this, also had a great view of that greenery. And even though there's going to be a home built behind this model home, you can see for quite a while, because this community is just getting started, and that feeling of having all those windows look out to a beautiful view, it's spectacular, especially on a plan like this with so many windows off the back wall. I also think this bathroom opens up really well, where they did this accent tile through the whole wall here on this side. That would come with quite the price tag if you did that and built it from scratch, but I think that looks fairly cool. Let me know what you think about that. When I say fairly cool, I was surprised they picked a darker tone in the color for that accent tile, because when it's taking up so much of the wall, I don't think it darkens the room, but usually if you're going to put a tile up on the wall, it's going to take up most of the wall. I think having something light and bright in a space like this that might only have one window and might not have as much natural light coming in, and may not feel like a huge space to begin with, I think keeping things a little bit lighter, in my opinion, would be my preference. But again, let me know what you think. And the beauty about design is it's a lot of personal preference. In fact, as you look closer into this tile, you can see it has a glossy look, which is reflecting a lot of the light that's in here. So that can definitely make a difference. And I think my video is starting to capture that as we get a closer look at that walk-in shower that has a frameless glass enclosure. Now, if you're wondering what all these upgrades mean, basically we'll talk about that later on in the video, but the short summary is when you build these plans from scratch, builders offer structural upgrades. Structural upgrades would be like this laundry room door in the primary closet, which goes right to your laundry room, where you'd have a washer and dryer right around this area, and then you wouldn't have to lug your laundry throughout your home. Another structural upgrade that Tri Pointe is currently offering at the time I'm posting this video is going to be a primary bathtub, which you actually saw in the bathroom. So normally that would just be a walk-in shower and then open space. They elected to do the primary bathtub. Now, keep in mind, these builders do change these upgrades over time, so of course, always double check these things before making a buying decision. It's also to talk through these things with a realtor of what is affecting resale value. Are you above average upgrades? Are you below average upgrades? And these are the types of things that I'm constantly going through with clients, so feel free to reach out if you need help with that. Moving on, we are in the breakfast nook area. I like the accent wall on the left side. It actually matched the same color that was the accent wall in the living room. And that's a 6-seater table in there with some great windows. And that also has a patio door that opens up to this patio. Now, even though this patio is not massive, I think having big windows looking off the back wall makes a big difference. Ceiling height makes a big difference. These are things I often talk about in a lot of my home tours, because if you've never looked at a 2D floor plan, these are the things that are difficult to visualize because you can't see in 2D. But I can tell you, after walking through hundreds of homes, now even a couple thousand homes total, I've seen so many great views in communities like this one, which is called Lariat. Let me show you. There are so many great lots that you can build a home on in Lariat. And I'm standing in one of them that has an incredible backdrop. So if you're watching the Reimer plan, imagining what those windows would look out to, just look behind me. Back to the video. Now, that lot I was standing in is all the way back there up against that hillside, and right now, at the time I'm posting this video, Tri Pointe is gearing up for a new section in 2024 that they're opening up on a hillside. Very cool developments that are happening here in this community called Lariat. Now, real quick, Lariat is located in a fast-growing suburb called Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill is located in the northwest corridor of Austin, Texas. And we'll talk about Liberty Hill later on in the video, but focusing in on Lariat, Lariat has a lot going on that's just developing right now. Like, they have plans for an on-site school, event lawn, resort-style pool, splash pad, community pavilion, so many things in this master plan community that's going to be filled with 5 different builders. So I'm going to continue to come out to this area because I think there's a lot going on in this suburb that we're in, as well as in this great community that's just developing. Getting back into the plan, we are in a study. Now, they do have this shown currently on their website as a flex room, but there's an option to add double doors, so you can make this into a study and keep it private. You can keep it open as a flex area and have it as like a second dining area, or have it as like a play area downstairs. There's a lot of different things that you can do with that room. And this is going to be a look at the utility room, which we already saw through that primary closet door. The door to the right there is actually access to a 2-car garage. Now keep in mind, if you have a wide enough lot, they usually offer an option to add a 3rd-car garage bay. So if you need that extra space for storage, or also that 3rd-car garage bay just makes that front elevation, that curb appeal look so cool. Sometimes I had buyers do that. They need the space, but it also just makes that home feel so wide. I like having that option, but of course, you need a wide enough lot to be able to do that. Now we'll talk about lots in a second. I just want to show you this full bathroom and a 2nd bedroom downstairs. So we already looked at the primary bedroom and bathroom. This bathroom would work as kind of like a powder bath as well, which guests could use, but they also have a walk-in shower here so that if you have somebody staying with you on your 2nd bedroom downstairs, maybe you have parents, maybe you have somebody staying with you that's elderly that you don't want going up and down the steps. I like how they have this usually as an option to take out the bathtub and put in a walk-in shower here. Now, this is important, and so important, I have a couple who just contracted last week. They're a little bit closer to retirement. They don't necessarily need this 2nd bedroom down with a full bathroom off of it, but I told them definitely do a walk-in shower there for resale purposes. So many people are worried about having parents staying with them and falling into a bathtub. That is a great upgrade to have and not something you probably want to do aftermarket. Now this is going to be the 2nd bedroom downstairs right off of that full bathroom, and after this we're going to head upstairs, and I can't wait for you to see that game room and the media room upgrade they did up there. I think that's what makes this plan really stand out as a home that you can live in for quite a while and still feel like you have a lot of space. And speaking of space, I wanted to talk about lots again. So this type of plan, the Reimer plan, can usually be built on a minimum width of 50 feet. So 50-foot wide lots, when you say this builder's in the 50s, that just usually means the general minimum width of each lot is 50 feet wide. Now, a quick side note, I do know of a future section that's coming up in 2024 in Lariat that should have some 60-foot wide lots, and I do not believe Tri Pointe has offered 60-foot wide home product anywhere in the Austin metro area. So I'm excited to see that, because as you'll see here, they do a great job with having these open concept plans. I love those chandeliers, by the way, that are in there. I think they coordinate so well with the same design that are on the pendant lights above the kitchen island. I thought that was so cool, and so I'm excited to see what future lots can bring up. And if they offer this type of plan on a 60-foot wide lot, we should be able to add that 3rd-car garage bay as a structural upgrade. But again, that's something we can verify with the builder agent once they release those plans, which hopefully should happen sometime in 2024. Moving on, we are in the game room. They have a shuffleboard table there to show you how big this room is. I love this built-in bookcase too. I don't think too many builders will actually do this. We see this in the model home just to add a fun design element and break up the walls. But I love the windows that are here in the game room, and I absolutely love this media room. First off, the sliding door is really nice. Of course, you don't have to cut into space into your media room, or if the doors swing out into the game room, you get more space by just having that door slide. Look at how big that couch is looking out at this TV. And the beauty of these media rooms is if you're building this plan from scratch on a lot, you usually have a separate electrical appointment where you can put in like pre-wiring for a surround sound, or you can just buy the speakers sometimes with the builders, although I have a lot of people going aftermarket for the actual speaker, and then you can put a projector in there and project onto the wall. There are so many fun things you can do in that media room. And I find when you have a plan like this, it's so open concept, it's really nice to have a hangout area room upstairs that you can enclose with a door. So obviously that game room's not going to be enclosed. It's going to be open right down there to the living room, the kitchen, those transom windows again that are right at your eye line when you get to the top of this landing. But I think that media room is so crucial to have for so many people who are looking to have a separate hangout area that's enclosed on the second floor. Now, while we go through the 2 bedrooms that are on this side of the second story that are split by a full bathroom, there are a few things I wanted to cover here. The first is structural upgrades. So currently I'm on their website for Tri Pointe Homes, and I covered a lot of what they could do downstairs, but one of them that I missed was a sliding glass door in the living room area. So instead of having those 3 windows there, they could replace those by a sliding glass door that would go out to the covered patio. Another option that they currently have is a fireplace in that living room. It would be right in the center wall where that TV area was. So you could maybe put a TV above the fireplace at that point. Those are very cool in Tri Pointe Homes because I've seen people do that and put a tile that goes all the way up to the ceiling, so it really draws your eyes up to those tall ceilings in the living room. And then on the second floor, we mentioned that media room is a structural upgrade. So this plan starts at just over 2,900 square feet, but obviously the media room adds square footage to that if you pick that as an option. Instead of doing a media room up there, if you really wanted a 5th bedroom and another full bathroom upstairs, Tri Pointe's currently offering that as an option, but that would go in place of where that media room is. Now, double check everything I said, but usually you can't sign a contract without picking your structural upgrades in most cases. So you'll have to pick that before you actually get into contract with the builder, because those would be structural upgrades. As soon as you sign the contract, most builders will send in everything that you signed off on and try to get permits ASAP because they can't work on your lot until they get permits back from the city. Now, once you're under contract with the builder, meaning you've picked a plan, picked a lot, picked the structural upgrades you want in the home, that's where you usually go to the design and you pick all your design upgrades. So that would be like your flooring, your cabinets, your countertops, your tile, your kitchen backsplash. There's so many things that go into design. And sometimes that can be very overwhelming when you're building from scratch, but that's where getting the experience that others have had with these builders is so important. And that's what I bring to the table. So I've represented clients with 19 different builders. I say that in every video because I'm unbiased. There's not one or two builders that I highly recommend over everybody else. It really depends on your criteria. Every builder has their pros and cons. No builder is going to tell you what their cons are because everybody who you talk to that works for the builder obviously is biased towards their builder they work for. I don't work for any builders. I work for buyers. And so I can give you a very unbiased perspective on the good ones, the bad ones, why they're good, why they're bad, but really cater it to your criteria to explain what your best options are. So feel free to reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Shoot me a text introducing yourself. Doesn't matter what the time is. I will definitely reach back out to you. It goes right to my cell phone. Now, if you did want to see actual homes for sale, because this was a model home not for sale, I do have those published on my website, which is at the top of the description of this video. And I will get a Reimer plan that is actually for sale on that website soon if it's not already on there. Now, if you want to see that McKinney plan that did rival this plan called the Reimer and see the differences, go ahead and click on the thumbnail that's on your screen. That's the McKinney plan on your left side. And let me know what you think about that plan compared to this one in the comments below. As always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.